All right, March 16th, 10:35. I'm up in North Georgia area at my parents' cabin, and I slept outside in my tent last night. Not really much of a shakedown, but I did do the 22-mile walk to Lilburn, and then I wanted to sleep outside up here just to kind of feel how my new sleeping bag feels in colder weather. Make sure this isn't recording and not paused. Good to go. I had a very nice sleep. I was exhausted. After that 22-mile walk with my pack on, my body was definitely feeling it. We had a nice dinner last night. Steak and potatoes and broccoli. Classic. And then slept outside, went to bed around 10:30. Fell asleep in less than 6 minutes. And I know that because I tried to listen to my clip, or one of my clips from yesterday, and I didn't even make it all the way through before I fell asleep. So, I'm up here for now, going back to Atlanta sometime today, but I thought it would be fun to make this clip while I dismantle my tent. Yesterday was definitely, despite no elevation gain, it was definitely a hard walk. Just different pains all over, and it was raining, so I got pretty wet, and that definitely aggravated my feet, being wet like that. Thought I was going to have some blisters, and don't really seem to have any blisters, which is good, but I definitely felt like I was getting some hot spots. Slept so well last night. Went to bed, like I said, at 10:30, woke up at 9:30, so didn't have any trouble sleeping in all my gear. Sleeping stuff felt good. If I had needed to, if I was still extra cold, I could have thrown on my frog togs, but didn't really feel like I needed that. It was, I think, a low of 36 last night. So hopefully, once I get out there in March, it won't be much colder than that at night. But who knows? Who knows what will happen? Taking down the tent stakes now. Personally, I'm ready to get back to the city, but this is like my parents' favorite place to be, so I don't really want to rush them too much with that desire. But I can already feel some old family dynamics coming out. Anytime we spend an extended amount of time together, I start to feel like how it felt to be around them when I was in high school. And that can be... Hey? What's going on?
If you're wanting to go back, I'll take you back.
Well, I mean, I don't want to rush if you guys are wanting to do anything in particular.
Dad wants to do laundry and go pick up Susan's mail.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I-
That's what he wants to do.
Is that stuff really going to take until 3 to finish, though? I mean, it's only 10:30 right now. It's like 5 hours, isn't it? Isn't that like 5 hours? Like, does he have 5 hours worth of work to do?
No,
Well, because that's...
I know. Because I think he was thinking
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to do that, but that's just me. I also don't want... I mean, I come up here rarely enough to where if that's what you guys want to do, I'll go. But I'm just, in terms of having an appetite or not, I don't really have one. I didn't realize that that's what you guys wanted to do. But I guess I could have asked or something. But, I mean, I'm open to whatever. This is a rarity for me to be here. So if that's what you guys want to do, I'm okay with it. Just, tell me what you want. I mean, are you saying you would take me back to Atlanta?
I don't really want to. I just don't want to make that drive.
Yeah, it is Saturday, though. It probably wouldn't be that bad, especially if you don't take 85. You don't need to take 85 to get me back to where I need to go. But if you're not familiar with all the roads, then going there, yeah. I mean, you guys just tell me. What'd you say?
Can Erica come pick you up in Lilburn?
She probably could. I don't think she wants to, but she probably could.
Well, either that or you can wait till I get back and then I'll take you home.
Well, how do you really think you have 5 more hours of stuff to do?
No, but I want to eat lunch, and then after lunch, then it's 2 o'clock. I mean, I do have some things to do. I gotta wait for the
You-
laundry to get done.
After lunch is 2 o'clock?
No, 2-1 though.
I mean, I'm not trying to upset any plans. So whatever you guys want to do, I'm okay with.
Well, if you go back early with Mom, then I think that you probably need to ask Erica to come get you.
Okay.
If you go back with me, I'll take you down.
I could also just walk to the MARTA station. I had already thought about doing that. That's only like 14 miles from Lilburn to the Indian Creek MARTA
She
station.
could take you to Indian Creek, or you want to go to
Doraville.
yeah.
Indian Creek is already the east-west line, though. So that's
Well, but I can, like I said, we got several options. We'll talk about it.
yeah. Well, I don't mind walking because it's not like I don't need the practice. So,
Take the day off.
well, then I'll take tomorrow off. It's not a big deal. I feel strong and capable. All right. Lol. I'm sure most of that was inaudible, but that's that's sort of the that was an example of the kind of things I'm talking about, where, you know, at this point, having lived by myself outside of my parents' home anyway for all these years, and I know my sibling Lo would state the same. We just all have different agendas, and we're all pretty strong-headed about what we want to do. So, yeah, my parents just came out, and like I said before they even came out, I'm pretty much ready to go. But my dad wants to go out to eat lunch, and I don't really like going out to eat. And my mom, I think, wants to not have any tension with anybody. Like if my sister was here, it might be a real big deal, because they don't like to do, they have a very specific diet, and so they might get upset or just not eat at all, which is probably what I would do too. I'm probably not going to eat at all if we went out to eat. So, not sure how all that's going to shake itself out. I definitely don't mind going back to Lilburn and then walking to a MARTA station, taking the MARTA back. So I definitely don't want to do another 22-mile walk today, but it's dry and warm, so I don't mind going for a 15-mile walk. That's only like 5 hours. It's not that bad. So yeah, not sure how that's going to shake out. But we'll figure it out. We always do. Pretty much lost my train of thought. Whatever I was talking about before my parents came out just now. But my tent's almost completely packed up. And that was a pretty genuine moment right there. Lo, if you're listening, you know what I'm talking about. Mom and Dad. It's funny. There's two very different senses of like time and priority and urgency and stuff like that. Sleeping outside last night was pretty affirming. It wasn't rainy and I wasn't wet, so it wasn't as hard as it might have been. But I really enjoyed it, and waking up feeling a strong sense of like independence and strength and perseverance. I'm feeling good about the trail, ready to get out there, do this, go for long walks every day, and figure out the ins and outs of everything. Alright, tent is all packed. Go ahead and pack up the old sleeping bag and pillow set. Take the air out of it. This was a very comfortable pillow. Jake Cook would say, my friend Jake, that this is not compelling content. But boy, is he wrong. This doesn't get much more compelling than this. Putting my sleeping bag into its stuff sack now. I had attempted yesterday to see if it was practical just to make a recording and then pause it rather than stopping it, so that I don't have to make multiple parts, like part A, part B, part C for a given day like I did for yesterday. But it turns out that doing that kills the battery. When I was around the Stone Mountain area, I looked at my battery and it was at like 40%, which was way below what it should be for that time of the day and the minimal amount I had been using it. And so I did a little bit of investigating, because I was like, well, I can guess that it's because I experimented with this pausing the recorder and then just continuing to walk. So I reviewed the actual like energy demands of all the apps that I have, and sure enough, the recorder was sitting at about 20% battery usage. And so that's not something I'm going to be able to do, because that if I'm killing my phone every day just because I'm pausing my recorder, that's not sustainable, practical, or desirable. So moving forward, there will be parts instead of one long clip, which is I guess a bit unfortunate, but I mean that's just the way it is, so who cares? Telling you, Jake, you don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't get better than this. Alright. All the bedding stuff is now in the stuff sack. Pulling the cable, the cord to cinch it down. And then next, gotta put these straps in a cross formation so that I can further reduce the size. And now I pull. I'm very excited to get out onto the trail and have that feeling of total independence and autonomy. No one will know where I am, and I'll decide where I go. Man, I didn't do this very well. I need to release the strength here and here. And I need to pull these evenly. There we go. And all these little tendrils need to be about the same size in terms of pulling. There we go. There we go. Oh, nice. Alright, that's good enough. Cool. Well, that's my whole sleeping system back together. Let's see how long this clip has been. 12 minutes. Not bad. I'll go ahead and leave it there for now. May come back to you later today. Not sure what the day holds because everyone has a different idea of how it's going to go. But in any case, I'll get back to you later. So for now, 10:47, March 16th, and I will talk to you later.